dropped since. That takes it to the top. I so don't. What were we expecting? Hello folks and welcome to the Oceania Qualifiers here in Melbourne 2023. My name is Jason Whitten and yesterday we had the Boulder and Lead finals, and today folks we are lined up for the qualifiers for speed and the finals this afternoon. The best from Australia and New Zealand are competing for #1 spot, so let's not muck around folks, let's get into it. All right, folks, welcome back to our final event here on the 3 days, the finals of the speed. Fellas, we're on the home stretch. The athletes, this is their last event, but there's still plenty to play for. We saw some amazing qualifying runs there in the speed, but it's all to play for. 2 more tickets, Tom.
100% all to play for. This is like your dream is to play for. This is it. There's 2 Olympic spots up for grabs. 1 for the males, 1 for the females. We saw some absolutely blistering times from the men and the women.
Yep.
I'm very excited.
Unofficially, maybe even a record was broken, but we'll talk a bit about that later on. Ian, you were thinking you might have a few favourites in the lineup. How are you feeling?
Well, honestly, yeah. I mean, I don't want it to end.
No.
This has been an absolute spectacle. You know, the highest calibre all weekend, and today no exception. Them qualifiers were phenomenal.
Well, this is how we stand right now, folks. What's going to happen? We're going to go head-to-head. This is the way it plays. Head-to-head, you know, we've got 4 races. It's This is how it works. You go head-to-head, you win, you go through, and if you don't, you're out.
So we're running through a quarter-final there that you can see the competitors. So the winner of that will then go through to the semi-final. The winner of that will then go and play off in the grand final for that Olympic spot. And the slower climbers in the semi-final round, shall we say, will go to that small final to play out for 3rd and 4th, which will fill out the rest of that.
A large final, the Olympic, the Olympic winner.
Well, there's still a valuable spot in that small final. You can get that podium position.
Yeah, podium at an Oceania international event like that. That's massive. That's something for the pool room at home.
Absolutely. Well, there's your lineup for the quarterfinals for the women's speed final. We go through very quickly to the half. Listen, folks, don't blink, you'll miss this. There will be some blistering times set here on the wall.
And just a quick point to mention is the top line in each heat is the A lane. So that's why you'll see them put down that obviously, you know, the #1's qualifier or the higher qualifier always gets the A lane. As Tom mentioned earlier, a bit of insight is potentially less in your eye line, a little bit preferred, and we did see that pan out to most of the faster times came from the A lane, Tom.
Yeah, so we've got Julian in the A lane at the moment from New Zealand, and then we've got Luke on the B lane. Julian being our fastest qualifier with a blistering 5.9 seconds.
So if you do qualify fastest, you get to race against the slowest in the qualifying.
Yeah.
So that gives you maybe a little bit of advantage, Tom. But how do you reckon he's feeling? He's got to put it down, though. He's no slouch, Luke.
Absolutely.
Yep. Let's see.
Here we go.
Breath is being held.
Just nice and casual. You're not wasting energy on that one, although 6.5 far out, that's like
I was going to say
blisteringly quick, but he
for
looked
him, yeah.
cruise control there.
He did look
That
like
was
he
very
could go
nice.
faster, didn't he?
Yeah,
absolutely.
But he's nice and clean start there, just nice and in control. And he would have taken that as a tactical sort of thing. He's not going to blow out his energy tank too far because he's really hoping to make it through to that grand final and take that Olympic spot.
Yep.
And was very quick. He's a junior world champion, so he knows his way around.
And there's not much break between now and the quarterfinals.
No. Why are we whispering? We're on tender hooks.
I'm excited, Jess. Yeah, we're nervous for them. You know?
It's so good. Ned and Dylan.
Johnson.
Yeah. Let's see what they've got.
So they had very similar times, both low 8s, 8.08, 8.24. So this is
And they're off. There we go. The crowd's loving this. Oh!
Dylan's
Dylan
gone pretty
making
well
it.
here, but it's gotten close again.
oh my goodness.
Oh, that was
Look
within
how
a
close that
hundredth of a
is.
second.
Goodness.
That is insane. It looked like a bit of a strange start there from the A lane. Just a bit slow, or there was something there that maybe that's just his style.
Yeah, maybe
but looked pretty good.
Now Dylan, and what was that? What was that in comparison to Dylan's time in the qualifiers?
Yeah,
that was a better
quicker.
time for him.
Exactly right.
Yep.
So qualified with 8.24,
Oh, that
now
was so close.
7.724.
So he's knocked off
half
half a
a second
second.
faster.
Well,
yeah.
and Tom, you were saying, those pads at the top, you have to give them a decent whack. You can't just hope it brushes by.
Yeah, exactly. You got to really get in there. It's a bit like the timing pads in swimming in the pool.
Yep.
There's been a couple of times that I'd finish a race and you just didn't quite smash your fist through hard enough.
So
Hayden here, he was the fastest Australian
Fastest
qualifier.
Aussie, yep.
so
who
he
was second.
6.37. Yeah, so that was your second place qualifier for 6.37.
So as we get deeper into this, we end up with...
And Cal did it in 10.32.
A little bit slower off the bottom there for Hayden, but he didn't want to make... Oh, he's going super fast. Here we go. Oh!
That's going to feel good for him.
And
Good job, Hayden.
I think
And he didn't hold back any of it.
I think he smartly waited on the start. If you look, that little bit, 3.12, still not too sluggish, but just to avoid any risk of a false start, backed his ability to even with a slightly slower start.
Yeah, so a false start here, that's it. You're over. There's no coming back for a second crack. So you don't want to make a silly mistake like that. These athletes have spent years training for all of this
Coming
and
to
in a
this
very
point.
intense few months.
Yeah. Well, and I was looking at the reaction time, 0.300, and
that's going to be an in-competition PB
Yeah.
as well, I think, for Hayden. 'cause
that's
his
amazing.
previous one being 6.22.
So Flynn here from New Zealand, also like lightning, 6.79 in the qualifying round, and didn't look happy with it, which is funny. But yeah, great dancer earlier. We saw we might see it again now. But these are pretty competitive. Joel went 9.79. So again, you can't really let your foot off the pedal because 2 seconds is nothing.
Yeah, and it's not about the time in this race. It's about you winning, right? So you don't have to lay down the fastest time in this one.
And you haven't got time to look and check.
He's not on the foot plate. Oh, gee, I was nervous then.
We all are, Jess.
All right, here we go.
Powerful start.
Yeah.
Looks very comfortable.
Oh!
Steady, but...
7.6, that's nice and steady. That was
Yep.
good. You could see him kind of just back off the accelerator a little bit with Joel slipping in lane B there.
He didn't need to
All
leave
you
it.
need to do is just get to the top.
Yep.
So just save the juice. It's a long day. There's a good few races, and it really is incredible how quickly speed climbing can zap you.
Well, there'll be, is it 5 or 6 races? 5 races all the way through to the finish if you are racing, first, second and third as well. So if you rotate through,
yeah, we qualify and such.
including the qualifiers.
Yeah, absolutely. And so
For all intents and all intents and purposes, set to spec. There's the correct panels, the correct texture on the wall there, the correct holds, the belay system's all in the correct spot, but we just didn't have it signed off by an official setter, so that's like the last piece of...
You can just look in the front row of the crowd. Campbell Harrison from yesterday still took the time to come and support fellow athletes, which is just, you know, another great character trait there.
There'll be two fellow Olympians on the trail with him.
See who's joining him on the plane.
Absolutely. All right, here we go.
Here we go. Yeah, this is going to be tense. So Annie, who's in lane B, was 10 seconds slower than Grace in the first round, 18.34. So again, they've got the name a little wrong there, but yeah. So we'll see if Grace.
It is Grace Crowley there in lane A.
And then you can tell. Little slip up there, but basically, the thing in her is with such a difference, 10 seconds, nearly, over twice the time. Will Grace ease in this one or not?
And he came third at Nationals, which is...
And she's not dropped the pedal here, so she's just making sure she gets it to the top, which is, again, respectable. Smart. 8 seconds. Smart climbing.
Smart climbing, for sure. Yeah, she just needed to get that nice clean run in. Annie to the top. Oh, there we go. We're talking about hitting the buzzer.
Just got to hit it right.
It's quite a big jump to get up to the top there, and you've got to have enough oomph in that hand.
That was impressive, though. They both went out. But look how Grace comes out the gates there. Just, really,
beautiful flow.
Really nice.
And you can see how accurate her feet are. Not really missing any of the holds and not looking down. So that's all by memory and instinct, really, isn't it?
Yeah, you can see they've put in a lot of effort on this wall.
Do you think sometimes as well as like you mentioned, some athletes can take the foot off the pedal a tiny bit if they know they've got a big speed difference, but also sometimes people just like to go at 100 miles an hour or nothing. They can't slow down. And I think Grace, they might be one of those people because that was 8.7.
What's the Ricky Bobby quote about going fast?
Well, Julian came out and didn't muck around though,
So now we'll see Georgia versus Misha, and 9.62 versus 10.9. So very close qualifying.
Good clean start from both girls. Georgia
styles.
going well. Just got the pip above.
Looks like it's going to win in this. Oh, a little stumble. Yeah, nice.
Nice one from Georgia. Good quick reaction time too there.
Off the mark. And I was saying that before, maybe, a little bit quicker reaction time and, that 100 or 200th of a second, that counts at the top.
Yeah, absolutely. So I think I said earlier in the stream on our qualification round that maybe it was 0.2 of a second that was the cutoff point. I think it might actually be 0.1 because having a look at Misha's reaction time there being 0.18.
Oh, wow.
It's quick. It's good.
Yeah.
Good time.
And we're talking about just a 1/10 of a second there, but that can be the difference at the top of the wall, just how quickly you left the ground.
The finest of margins.
So it really is so quick. And as we get closer and closer into the final, we could see some times where it literally is tenths or hundredths of a second.
Yeah, well,
Sarah here for New Zealand in lane A.
Sarah's very fast. She was 9 seconds flat pretty much in the qualifying. And we see Justina, who was 16.7.
Good clean start there.
Sarah going pretty well.
Yeah, Justina was full of beans earlier when I was chatting, and she said, just really keen to just try and make the finals.
Respectable sub 10.
Yeah, 9.2 again.
Yeah.
Good.
Yeah, it's going to be tight for the women. We're seeing quite a few competitors
moving into the quarterfinals.
It's going to be good. There's not going to be an opportunity to really take an easy trip into the grand final here.
There shouldn't be.
The semi-finals.
There shouldn't be in an Oceania. That's what I say. Is we're here to see high-level competition, and I think, in all these semis as well, the times are pretty much neck and neck. Even more so in the women's division. So this is really going to be exciting.
Well, let's see if we can maybe get the scoreboards up if the team can get that. It doesn't seem to be coming through at this moment in time, and
so
Abby and Meredith.
This will be the last of the women's.
So Abby was out in 9.06 and Meredith just over 12 seconds. So again, but this is the thing as well is, they've all got the potential and to go very similar speeds. Meredith looks extremely focused.
Here we go.
B. Solid start.
This is close.
Oh, Meredith's still pulling
Meredith
it back.
just a little bit behind.
Oh, great going. 9-7. Meredith did improve on her qualifying time, 12 flat there, but it's Abby who progresses. So that's all of our quarterfinals there. So now we're going to move into the men's semi-final. And like we mentioned before,
it's a quick turnaround. It takes a while. I used to feel like when I was doing a good flat-out speed run, I felt like I needed a good 15 minutes or so to get back into the zone and feel like I'm remotely close to recovered.
Yeah, I don't think that's an unjustified statement, Tom.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah. And they've had, what, 5? Yeah.
Yeah. So we've got Julian and Dylan.
Yeah, now Julian qualified in 5.95, but then in the heat just then we saw a little slower, like you said, maybe a bit of energy conservation when I get my words out.
It's been a lot of talking over the last few days.
I appreciate it. Yeah, 6.54 and Dylan
7.72.
Yeah, so you can see Julian in the background there. He's got his headphones on, something on his shin. That was his knee brace that he looks like he pulls up, maybe a little boo-boo on his left knee. There we go. It's the mums of the Olympians from yesterday.
Yeah.
Yvette Harrison on the left. And Osh.
Big shout out to all of the families who support and really get involved with the sport. And we wouldn't be the same without all of that support. The judges, the volunteers, such a wonderful thing. And a big shout out to our supporting broadcasters as well, KO, Eurosports, the Olympic Channel, the IFSC and Sports Climbing Australia. Folks, we're going live to the whole world, literally, which is pretty cool today. From little old Australia.
Yeah. Not so little Jim, but yeah.
Yeah, one of the best, absolutely.
If you are in Australia, and also, like I always say this, and I sound like a broken record, like climbing is such a sport that's so unique that you can do it with anyone of completely polar abilities. Me and Tom could go climbing together, and it isn't that you're isolated or you're on one field or the other. So if you are new to climbing or you're watching this and it's stoked your interest, head down to your gym. The communities are incredible, and you might not be at this level just yet, but there
you go.
It's the most beautiful sport, and this speed is just
absolutely. Well, let's have a quick look at this between David and Marlo, or Julian and Dylan. 7.72 to 6.54. So the difference, 1.2 something or other. Not much at all, right?
Yeah, one stumble.
One stumble, and
that's the reaction time I'm talking about as well.
That is correct.
Leaving the deck, it just. Yeah, it looks like maybe Hayden's just copped a little bit of first aid there on the left knee. Maybe just collected it. Be collecting his thoughts,
leaving some skin on the wall.
Yeah,
and if we have a look at
sacrifice
to the climbing wall,
very similar though in the other semi-final as well. As you mentioned, Hayden versus Flint. 6.1 versus 7.1. But obviously Flynn went quicker in qualifying at 6.79. There's nothing in it. These two are, it's a coin flip, really, isn't it?
Yeah, absolutely. Well. And the females, they're, in the 9s all across, 8.7 to 9.7. Again, 1 second.
Between all four,
or less between all four.
Phenomenal.
So it's all to play for, folks. We're down to the final 4, racing for not only the podium, the top 3, but we have an Olympic ticket on the line, for one for the women and one for the male, to go with Oceana and Campbell off to the Paris 24 Olympics.
Yeah, it's such a special moment. Watching him there yesterday, far out, the whole crowd erupted. He hits the top, clips the anchor on the lead route, and he knew at that point that he'd done enough. That I don't know, he'd worked out the scores, seen the scores, knew that he needed to top to hold it together. Yeah, clip the chains, and I spoke to him last night, and his voice was so hoarse. He's
I was about
totally
to say,
blown out his voice
interview,
box.
Tom. Yeah, listening to you chat to him was just as emotional as well, and him telling his tale of what he'd been through, and obviously you being, a friend throughout it. It's just one of those things. It was so interesting. But he's such a passionate chap.
All right.
This is a presentation of our athletes. Julian coming out, Dylan.
So these guys are going head to head. There you go.
And the winners of these 2 races will end up
Aussies, 2
fighting
Kiwis.
it out. Yeah.
Yeah, great representation from both nations.
Grace Crowley there, training out of Salt Lake City, competing proudly for Australia. They've already got their shoes on.
Yeah,
Ready to go.
I just noticed that shoes.
Psyched.
2 pairs of shoes on, rest of barefoot.
The New Zealanders proving to be fast.
There we go.
Oh, my heart again going through my chest.
There
We
we-
can see this is the men's lineup for the semi-finals.
I don't think the podium is correct,
That's right.
folks.
Yeah.
That's,
That's what I was saying. That's someone with a time machine, perhaps.
but that's
maybe.
okay. We might bring the scoreboard back up just quickly. Ignore the podium because it hasn't happened yet. And we know the lineup, who the lineup will be. But
Someone's...
yeah, someone got a bit excited.
Yeah.
Well, maybe that's a prediction. Who
Yeah,
knows?
Back to the Future. We've got Doc here. He's sorted out the flux capacitor for us. I don't think so.
All right, so I think we're going to get Dylan and Julian out in a moment, and they're going to be the first competitors back on the wall for the half final, the
And
semi final.
Like you said, the little psychological thing for someone like Julian qualifying first is if he wins this again, it will be lane A for all 3 of his battles, you'd say, of his races, which is a good thing, you know, again, for comfort, the getting used to it, same lane, follow the process.
Yeah.
The little psychological advantages you mentioned, Tom.
Yeah, absolutely. And, like, yeah, he's also been there. He competed at Chamonix this year in the Speed World Cup. It was 38th or 39th, his position there, which is fantastic.
No
and I was
slouch,
saying before, like, world junior champion at the World Youth Championships, like, just... He's used to going through this process. He's a multiple national champion as well over in New Zealand. He's used to going through the process. He'll know what to do. He'll know what it feels like to have maybe had a bad run and to pull it back. But he's had nothing but clean runs here. And he just, that's the biggest part of it is holding it together because you know that you can get to the top of that wall. You know that you can go quick. And it almost feels like it's sort of, well, you either do your expectations, which is your expectation, or you fail. And that's really hard pressure to put on yourself. So
Yeah, when you put it like that, see, I'm even more nervous, Tom. Jeez.
But this is the game that these athletes are playing. There's a lot of sports psychology that comes into the mix. When I was going through all of that stuff, I was
When it
working
gets to
very
this level,
closely.
right?
Yeah, I was working very closely with the sports psychologist. It would be 1 or 2 times a week to help me get through all of this. And one of the things that I did, one of the practices was on 1 or 2 of my sessions, I'd go down to the gym, an hour and a half drive to get down there, and I would do my warm-up and have 1 run. That was it. And then I had to go home. So that was my moment to step up and go, this is it. And I've trained for this one.
Putting yourself under that pressure.
See,
well, here it is now, right now. Julian ready to go. This is his 1 run. He is a specialist in this event. So this is his one and only event, speed, not competing in any of the other disciplines. Here we go.
Strong start.
Looking good.
It's looking close,
gosh,
but Julian,
just turned away there.
nice.
Big
Again,
flap.
just a second between them, which really isn't that much.
Just
It looked
that-
like
It actually looked like Dylan came out the gate a little quicker.
I think they were pretty close until about halfway there.
Yep.
You can have a look at the reference point between the 2 of them.
There,
Look at
I
that.
think he
He's
takes
ahead
ahead, yeah,
there,
yeah.
and a little stumble just in the middle there. And
You can
Julian
see
just
that
able to keep
momentum.
that momentum flowing. And
Yeah.
a great big whack on the... Feels good.
He's practiced that
He's
100
through.
times, 1,000 times. There you go. All right, here we go.
So Hayden on the left and again Flynn on the right here.
All right, David putting down a 6.55 for that one. He will move through to the next race. Hayden closing his eyes, running through it, I'm
Like you
sure,
said,
in his mind.
Processes,
Yep.
yeah, absolutely.
The crowd is like pin drop silent. We find ourselves whispering, holding our breath up here.
I was going to say,
You're at the top of the 18th hole and they're going for the winning putt at the Masters or something. It's just
the
tennis.
Yeah. Here we go.
Oh, it almost seemed like Hayden was caught off guard there.
Yeah,
his reaction time.
Yeah,
I mean, I guess it's quick, but it just
didn't look it, did it? It did not look it. No, it looked like he looked to the left, saw Wolf chasing him, and then went because look, it's here. The green.
Look at that. The difference between the two of them.
Wow,
Interesting.
If he hits that on the, he's got a couple of hundredths of a second in him.
Absolutely.
At that pace, that could be sub 6.
Yeah. Yeah, which
Close
would be
enough.
massive.
That
and
would be
that's
crazy.
What we're looking at might need to happen
Wow,
to get this spot.
It's lining up to be a great showdown in the last race, folks.
So we're looking at Julian versus Hayden for the big final.
Yep.
And then we've got Dylan Marlowe and Flynn for the small final, fighting it out for that last spot.
So Flynn's pretty much averaged around that 7 seconds in the last two heats. Obviously a little bit quicker in the first round, 6.79, then 7.1, then we see 7.03. So pretty much around there.
Which is a nice little improvement by about 0.2, 0.3 of a second from his previous PBs. So
Arguably, Flynn might, on count back to, not necessarily count back to, but on qualifications, he did do a sub 7. So if he needs to pull one of those out by the look of it.
Absolutely, and I mean, it's
Grace
just
and
all to play
Georgia
for, right?
Getting ready.
Getting ready.
Yep.
You can see there's a little, Georgia's got a bit of a bop on, and Grace just doing a bit of that miming.
Now
Both of them, look at it, just like a boxer waiting to come out. There's just a bit of that light footwork.
A little bit of dancing energy. Well, they're both head-to-head, both in the qualification and in the quarterfinal, literally within hundreds of seconds of each other. So this should be a close race. Well.
Very exciting.
Grace going against Georgia.
So each of the athletes comes out. They'll have their own little process. They pop down their chalk bag. They'll get themselves lined up feeling good on the mat. They'll move the start pad to wherever they feel like it. You've seen a lot of the athletes have their own
version of the world.
Yeah, where they feel comfortable to start. For me, I liked being well back from the holds, kind of my left leg well back behind you. I did see a bit of that in
the qualifier. I was going to bring it to you.
There's a few of them going quite straight on. Grace going for that. Georgia's sort of doing a bit more of what I like.
Here we go.
Good start from the 2, and it looks like Georgia was a little ahead and then a little skip. Unfortunately, it's close.
I think they're good strong finish.
Well, Grace, it was
very
that,
good
that
in the
momentum
end.
Consistency from Grace really got her through there, I think.
Yeah.
Wasn't the fastest time she's done.
So, they went quicker than the first round, but quicker than the last round, I should say. But still not as good as the unofficial Oceania record.
Yeah, it looked like Grace. Yeah, the little foot maybe there.
Still no slouch in that race.
The different style that we see at Georgia with that 2-foot stomp, the, almost frog spring. It's interesting. I love seeing the different styles and a very similar outcome.
There are so many different techniques and sequences.
Here's a very far out pad placement here from Sarah.
Yeah.
Bit of a taller athlete.
You can see the two of them have got a pretty similar shoe on there.
The moccasin
the
style.
flat moccasin. I think they're both the Mad Rock Remoras. Quite a popular shoe for the speed climbers. Flat, broad.
So there was just less than half a second.
Sarah and Abby, here we go.
Ooh. The Kiwi girls both having a little stumble in the middle there, but it's close.
Oh, very close.
Abby ahead. But
no.
Look at that 0.2 of a second between the two of them.
Wow.
That was
both their quickest times
about
today
3 or 4 lead changes as we go up 15 metres. Gosh, that was... And you can see even the start there, Abby skipping that third hold out to the left, Sarah taking it. So this is that thing I was talking about with the different sequences.
Yeah,
and
this is
Abby just maybe a little slow on the feet.
Little one in that way.
I think, that big leap she did then adjust. Yeah, wow.
Very, very close.
I found myself holding my breath again up that climb for the competitors.
You feel like you're free diving the amount of breath holding that's happening. Need to do some cardio training for this.
There you go. Well, Abby and Georgia will roll into the small final in a moment.
This will be a small break for the athletes just to gather their thoughts, pop the shoes off.
Reset.
Well, for Grace and Sarah, and the same as Julian Hayden, one climb away from it. One climb away from the gold medal on the podium and the Oceania champion.
Well, we might see if we can get the scoreboards up and have a quick look if they've populated and rolled on through just yet. But ignore the podium, folks. Just don't worry about the podium. I don't think that has happened at all. Well, we know it hasn't here in this in the gym just yet. But David will go up against Barton, and then Marlowe against Chisholm. And the small final, folks, is for bronze, and the big final is for gold and silver, and that Olympic ticket.
Yeah, we've got Grace and Sarah there fighting it out for that Olympic ticket, first and second on the podium. And
their times in the last heat, 8.58 for Grace, 8.95 for Sarah. So, yeah.
There's no holding back.
There's no holding back,
You couldn't pick a favourite.
So close.
So we're going to see Dylan versus Flynn first of all now. So, again, very similar times around that 7-second mark. And like I said, there's the small final, it's equally as important because this makes you a podium athlete. You know, the bronze medal at the Oceania event, and also representing your country. There's nothing better.
No, and a little bit of tidbit for those listening at home for the Australian athletes. Anyway, I think our first World Cup podium was one of our para athletes not so long ago. So that was kind of cool. But certainly over this weekend, the Oceania qualifiers, if you're standing on the podium at the end of the competition, you've got making it to the top 20. Let's be frank, is an absolute mammoth.
We don't want to sound like a broken record, Chase, but it's all to make this level, to make this event for the Guam athletes, the New Zealand athletes. So you can hold your head so high.
Totally.
Absolutely proud, massive effort from everyone. As we get set up, this is the playing out in the small final. We've got Dylan and Flynn. This is a spot on the podium. This is the last these competitors are going to be climbing in this competition.
Dylan in lane A for Australia, and then Flynn in lane B for New Zealand.
Dylan got faster all the way through to the half round, so maybe if he keeps on track with that. But Flynn, a sub-7. Let's see.
Absolutely.
Here we go. All right,
good
great
start
from
the two
of
them.
Fantastic. It's neck and neck.
Close.
Come on.
Look at it happen. No. Well,
New Zealand, wow.
Okay, Dylan didn't hit the buzzer, unfortunately, but I guess silver lining was that he was in second still, because you could imagine if he didn't hit the buzzer and he was going to be in first, that would be gutting. Amazing effort from Flynn.
Yeah,
he
just stayed in control.
A bit slower, then just kept moving.
It's that momentum.
Like you
can see he's just blinkers on, going up.
At the top here, watch.
Bang.
Think.
Just
big swipe.
Kind of side swipe rather than
air swipe.
Direct
about
on.
7.35, roughly 7.4. So still incredible,
Far out my heart. I'm going to see a doctor after this.
Well, that would have been his quickest time. That would have been his quickest time again, Jess. That around that 7.3.
Yes.
So it would have been again a quicker once again. So excellent effort. 4th position.
No slouch, that's for sure. All right.
Let's get the women out.
Now we've got the small final for the women.
So both New Zealand athletes, Georgia and Abby.
And they're within hundreds of a second.
I'm going to say not even a tenth, 100th of a second apart. Let's go.
Let's see. Today, they've just been literally neck and neck in every single race.
I'd love to know.
But this is the one that counts for those
Georgia's
two.
come 3rd in the New Zealand National Championships this year. And she's competed this year as well at the Seoul World Cup and in Bern at the World Championships.
Good experience.
So yeah, she's no stranger to stepping up on the podium.
Yeah, and that, like you mentioned, it just all plays into that calming factor. Been here before, done that before. Let's go again. I would love to know what they're listening to.
The crowd's out there, just everybody keen.
Some athletes even, they've got their headphones on, not actually just listening to anything. They just put the noise-cancelling headphones on and they can just block it out. So
interesting. Yeah, I was wondering what they'd be listening to. I was wondering what music they might have on, but potentially nothing.
Yeah. As I was saying the other day, it's like the athletes will know what it takes to get into the right headspace, whether they want to be calm, whether we're going to be really G'd up. Georgia looking ready.
Yeah, they both look psyched up. Here we go.
Abby Gibbet looking very ready. Nice starts. A little bit slow there from Abby, but good.
Georgia,
There's that frog we're seeing.
Oh my goodness,
Abby, what a comeback.
Amazing. That's huge.
She was behind by a pretty good margin and
didn't look like
dropped it into fifth gear at the top end there.
And Georgia didn't really slow down much at
No.
all.
Sometimes that accelerator just drops and you know, just seeing someone just that little bit ahead of you. What goes on here? She's just maybe, I think, got a slightly quicker sequence.
Yeah,
it looked like Georgia was just a little bit kind of up, down, up, down, up, down, a little bit, not carrying the momentum through all of those moves. Oh, there's a lot going on.
All right.
This is it, ladies and gentlemen.
This is the one we've been waiting for.
Julian here.
The current
Oh my gosh,
Oceania.
Hayden. This is for a trip to Paris next year to compete at the Games for their country. It's just another race. It's just another race. Just like training.
What I've done 1,000 times.
But this is it. There's potentially no bigger race that either of these athletes have been in. Amazing start from the two of them. This is it. He's got to finish. Go! Oh my gosh, you do not celebrate before.
Oh my goodness. Tom, I think everybody feels your
Oh my God. Julian, mate.
I think he looked and thought he'd fallen off completely.
Congratulations.
Yeah, we need to see that again.
This is it, the emotions.
Oh, wow.
Goodness, that was insane.
And Hayden absolutely flying as well.
Heartbreaking slip here. Just that
That
right foot
was
misses.
incredible. This is the thing. You do not ever stop. You do not know what's going to happen. Oh, it kind of looked in control, but oh my God.
Never in control enough for me, Tom.
No.
Never. I was like, yeah, tap the button, then celebrate for an hour. Incredible. Great camaraderie.
I am so excited. The New Zealanders have done such an incredible job all weekend. And to have one of them get that ticket, I could not be more excited for them.
Let's see if it's two for New Zealand.
Unfortunately for Hayden, just that little slip. It was looking so close between them. You can see the New Zealanders in the background. But this is it for the women.
There we go. Grace
Crowley
and
Sarah. Grace, no stranger to that international stage.
And maybe that might be all the difference. Just, you know, that experience under pressure,
Well, this is where
bringing it all together.
Let the fatigue go. Just give it everything.
It's one last shot. Less than 10 seconds of effort to go.
Good start,
Good start from the two of them. It's
Big leap
looking
on the
close.
right. Sarah,
Grace a little bit slow in the middle there.
Making it.
That's it! She's done it. Sarah has done it. She has won. We have two New Zealanders.
Going through to the Olympics.
Oh
Well
my
done.
goodness, Grace. I am so sorry. That was looking so good. And just a little slip at the end there.
And I mean, for Sarah,
Things were looking pretty good. Grace just
Sarah turned the jets
maybe
on,
missing.
Oh, yeah,
she missed that
slipped a bit.
foot. And Sarah just keep on going.
And
If she hit that foot, she was on time for a record.
Oh my
again.
gosh, the New Zealanders, congratulations.
Well
this
done.
is incredible.
Look
I was
at the
talking to the
emotion.
New Zealand coach and he said, you Australians got 2 yesterday, we want 2 today. And I could not be more psyched for them.
That is awesome. Well
This
done.
is incredible. And I think we might see, I hope we see that haka come out again. Those that missed it yesterday, it is something special.
Well, there you see it, folks. It is all done and dusted at this moment in time. 2 Kiwis through to the winners
two
and
Kiwis
the
come
Olympics.
together.
Shout out.
Look at what it means.
Amazing effort.
Well
from
done,
Sarah there.
well done.
Amazing. That was-
This is insane.
Look, take it in,
Congratulations, the 2 of them.
Julian and Sarah. Yeah.
Oh my
Sarah, there we go.
gosh.
Big celebrations all round.
This
This
is with
is
their families now.
incredible.
What a moment for New Zealand. Absolutely. And,
Oh, I'm so excited. They were unable to compete at the last Oceania Championships because of just all the COVID stuff. I guess they could have come over, but it was happening just a
With all
few
the
days
lockdowns
before
and-
Christmas. I think we competed on the 19th and 20th of December. They would have gone into spending Christmas in hotel
In
quarantine.
isolation,
Like
yeah, I
it's
was gonna
just,
say,
and they needed to quarantine for 2 weeks before coming into Australia as well. So it was almost
Insanity.
undoable
Yeah.
for them, and
Yeah.
for them to come here and put on this show. It's
I
my
mean,
heart
Well done,
in the
well
most
done.
breathtaking way,
Yeah,
you know, the stop, the look before the slap,
Oh.
were tense, and then that there, just neck and neck changes, unbelievable.
How good is sport and the storylines that come
There's
out?
been some great moments this weekend, that is for sure, and you just saw a couple of absolute crackers
I'm
right
in the
there.
All Blacks.
Oh, yeah, we all are.
We're
yeah.
all supporting them today
We
by the look
knew,
of it.
we
There you
knew,
go.
yeah.
This is so awesome. And you can see David, he's gone a lot quicker. His training PB, 5.6 seconds. So he is legitimately quick. But yeah, awesome as well from Hayden. Like,
Yeah, for Julian David, like you said, job done, but even more in the tank, like you say. Yeah, the 5.8 previously. I can't wait to see what on the even bigger stage. Yeah.
Well, let's see what...
so we've got Flynn Chisholm on the podium there, which is
fantastic.
awesome. And then we come through to the women. Grace Crowley looking strong through the whole event, but unfortunately just that little slip at the end lets Sarah come through. And Sarah's off to the Olympics. And then we've got Abby Gibbett with that awesome performance, coming back essentially from behind again.
What a comeback.
And heading that next spot on the podium.
Grace's time in the final, still 8.8. Like, without that slip, that could have been...
She was looking
Sub-8
so
potentially,
quick.
yeah.
Really, really good. And I think that'll give them a lot of excitement and energy. Like, they'll keep showing up to those World Cups.
Keep the confidence high. And yeah, exactly right. The future is very bright. A young athlete with, only positives to take away from this event, and come back next time even stronger.
Well, there you go, folks. The competing is done. We've only got celebrations to have happen right now. And Tom, I think we're going to try and get you down there and maybe grab the couple of winners and have a chat to them again this afternoon. I think you'd love to do that.
Yeah.
So we might let you run on down. And folks, we might have a little bit of highlights. Don't go away. We're going to have the presentations, and hopefully Tom can get the winners and have a chat to them. Day 2 at the IFSC Oceania Qualifiers 2023 was a nail-biting, pulse-racing day that saw 8 males and 7 female finalists compete for the top spots to qualify for the Paris 2024 Olympic Games. Unfortunately, New Zealand's Rebecca Hunsel had to bow out due to sickness, meaning there were only 7 female competitors remaining. We were live once again from Australia's largest indoor climbing gym, Urban Climb in Blackburn and Melbourne, covering the boulder and lead. There were cheers, tears and excitement for next year's games for 2 deserving competitors from the Oceania region. The morning was filled with close finishes and fantastic tops in the boulder final, folks. And with our 15 competitors giving the crowd both online and in the gym something to cheer for. The afternoon delivered a gripping lead final with endurance testing routes and gravity-defying moves. All topped off with 2 lucky Australians from what's locally known as the Lucky Country heading to Paris for the 2024 Olympic Games.
Far out, mate, you've got the ticket. You're off to Paris. How does that feel?
Yeah, I don't even have words to describe. I think like the emotion. It feels unreal. Like it's gonna disappear or something all of a sudden.
Osh McKenzie, congratulations. You are Australia's first dual climbing Olympian. You looked so in control over the weekend. Congratulations, that must be a huge weight off your shoulders.
Yeah, thank you. I mean, I'm feeling so happy right now with all my family around and yeah, having a great competition, so feeling pretty good.
Make sure you join us again tomorrow, folks, as there's more to come on day 3 of our coverage with a full day of speed action. So join us tomorrow for the final day of the IFSC Oceania Qualifier coverage, coming to you live from Melbourne, Australia.
Oceania Championship sponsor, Ray. We couldn't have done it without you. Thank you, volunteers. Thank you as well, our judges in the orange t-shirts, keeping a close eye on everything that's going on to keep our competition fair and to make sure everything goes to plan. Thank you, judges. And of course, our route setters who put up great routes for our boulders, for our lead, and of course, for our speed competition. We'll be back very shortly with our medal ceremony.
makes it great.
Yellow.
For it is time for the victory ceremony for the IFSC Oceania Speed Olympic Qualifier for 2023. For the speed competition men's division, the medals will be presented this evening by IFSC President Marco Scolaris and IFSC Oceania President Naomi Cleary. Can we make them welcome once again? Taking bronze from New Zealand, Flynn Chisholm. Silver medal representing Australia, Hayden Barton. Gold medalist representing New Zealand, Julian David. Ladies and gentlemen, please be upstanding for the national anthem of New Zealand. Ladies and gentlemen, they are your Oceania Qualifier Championships medalists in our men's speed category. Up next, it's our women. Once again, the medals will be presented by IFSC President Marco Scolaris and IFSC Oceania President Naomi Cleary. Bronze medal, representing New Zealand, Abby Gibbett. Silver medal, representing Australia, Grace Crowley. Gold medalist, representing New Zealand, Sarah Tetzlaff. Ladies and gentlemen, please rise for the national anthem of New Zealand. Ladies and gentlemen, your medalists for the Oceania Qualifier Championships of 2023.
Leave it on.
Well, folks, you will not see that at any other...
Oh, there you go, folks. What an absolutely amazing day, Ian. We've just seen two new Olympians take their tickets to the... their golden tickets to the Olympics, and we've seen an amazing display of the passion from the New Zealanders here this afternoon in the speed.
Yep. Really in for a treat. And great to see the other athletes taking part in the haka there as well. And for Grace and Julian, for Sarah and Julian, tickets to the Olympics. Well, congratulations.
Exciting times. Well, listen, folks, hang around. We're going to try and have a chat. Tom's down there in the crowd trying to find those two for a quick winners chat. And if we can, we'll bring you, how they're going after winning those two tickets. But hang around, folks. We'll be right back, hopefully, with an interview for you.
good luck. Bye-bye.
Julian, mate, I want to say a massive congratulations and nearly want to slap you across the face. You gave everyone a heart attack there. How are you feeling after that?
Oh, yeah, there was a bit of impulse kicked in there. I really shouldn't have done that, but I did. I feel so good. I couldn't resist.
Oh, mate, it was so good. I'm just shouting on the commentary on the microphone, go, go, go. You've put in all of this effort. You're no stranger to the top step of the podium at an international event. How does this compare to what else you've achieved?
I'd say I was a lot more nervous for this one. I was having dreams of it. I was imagining all different outcomes, Yeah. So to me, it still feels a bit surreal. I've lost my voice. But it's definitely exciting. I mean, I couldn't imagine that this was the outcome, so I'm very happy, obviously.
Yeah, it's so awesome. So what's the plan now? It's maybe a couple of weeks rest and then get into it full steam ahead, speed climbing?
Yeah, so now we hit our off-season. I have about 2 months off, and then I'll hit the start of 2024 flying.
Awesome. It's going to be awesome. You're going to head off to maybe do a few World Cups in the preparation of all of that and try and just, give it everything over there in Paris.
Oh, of course, we'll do. Yeah, thank you.
Congratulations, man. It's so good, and I'm so excited to see New Zealand represented at the Olympics there in climbing. It's just special. And you get to be the first New Zealand athlete to represent at the Olympics. That's pretty special. You'll get down in history, so congratulations again. Sarah, congratulations. That was an incredible final. You held it together through the entire competition. How are you feeling right now? You've got your medal, standing on the top step of the podium. Is it kind of sinking in or not really?
Yeah, it's not really sunk in. I don't really know how to feel. I think I'm a little bit of shock, to be honest. That was really unexpected. I knew I had to give it everything against Grace because she'd just been so consistent the whole race, the whole competition. So I just had to give it my best, and that just came out of nowhere, that last run. And I think unfortunately she slipped on that run, so it was anyone's game, and it happened to be me on the day. So I'm really stoked, but it was super tight.
Yeah, it's all about just staying with it until the top. Anything can happen in speed climbing, and you were just there, and you kept on going. An absolutely deserved win, just incredible to see. How did it feel? Were you geared up to head over to the Oceania Championships last time round, or was this kind of your first step up into this?
Yeah, you mean the Tokyo Olympics, or?
Yeah, to go for the Oceania qualifiers last time to try and qualify, I guess, for the Tokyo Olympics.
Yeah, we were all geared up for that, and then it got cancelled because of COVID. That did kind of kill my motivation, and I really struggled after that, and speed was a little bit of a saviour for me. It felt like a bit of a reset, something I could do that was fresh, and we had an incredible program put together, and it's just been my driving force since, and it's been incredible.
Yeah, it's really hard to bounce back from those upsets, and especially when it's out of your control like it was. So amazing that you've been able to find the flow again. And I can say from experience that the whole you're now an Olympian, that didn't sink in for me until I actually just showed up in the village and got to be a part of it. What are you looking forward to in flying to Paris next year?
I don't know. I'm looking forward to doing a lot of work next year. I still want to be more competitive than I am, so I do need to get a bit faster. I really want to try work the Tomoa skip. That's going to really improve my time, but I have struggled with it so far. But yeah, I think a lot of people say that getting to the Olympics is the hardest bit and then you get to enjoy it. I think anyone who's competitive still wants to do well, so I think I'm looking forward to how I deal with that whole journey, because it is confusing and difficult and emotional but exciting. So yeah.
It was, for me at least, a super hard journey to get through, but it was also just a very rewarding process to go through, and you'll be able to just concentrate on your speed climbing, and you've got one goal. There's no other distractions. You get to just put everything toward that date in 2024 next year. A bit of a rest now, and then maybe move into training and World Cups and something like that next year. What do you think your preparation's going to look like?
I'm definitely going to take a break. I'm pretty knackered. I've been going hard since, I think, January. It's been a very long season, so I'm looking forward to just doing a whole lot of nothing for maybe a month, and then getting back into it in January and just doing the same, going hard. But yeah, having this big goal in August, July. Need to figure that one out.
Yeah, I think it's the first weekend of August. Congratulations again. It's just so incredible. I had a bit of a feeling that New Zealand was going to come through here. Very, very good. I cannot wait to see yourself and Julian on the world stage. You're first New Zealand woman to represent at the Olympic Games. You'll go down in history. Congratulations.
Thank you so much.
Well, there you have it, folks. You've got 2 Australians, 2 New Zealanders picking up tickets for the Olympic Games. We couldn't have written a better script for it, Ian, over this 3 days. Listen, folks, big thank you to all of you joining us on the live stream. We're done and dusted. The athletes are exhausted. You could hear Sarah there talking about how tired she was and looking for a couple of months off. I think we'll have a few days off as well, Ian. But we've been sitting on the edge of our seat all weekend, folks. But a big shout out and a big thank you to everyone involved. Our supporting partners, KO, Eurosports, Olympic Channel, IFSC, SCA. Big shout out to all of the volunteers, the mums and the dads, the athletes, Ian.
They all work so hard to put together. Volunteers, credit, the route setters, the facilities, everyone you mentioned.
Blackburn here in urban climbing Blackburn, amazing.
If you're in Melbourne, come and support. And if you haven't yet, go find the speed wall and give it a go.
Give it a go.
What a weekend. Thank you for tuning in and being part of it with us.
That's it from us, folks. Thanks for joining us and take care. Bye for now.
See you again soon.